This one is all about creating contrasty images. Minimalism. That's what we want. By contrast images, I mean black and white. I mean images with zero tonal range. But in all seriousness, why should we do this? I'll tell you why. It's a really good exercise, especially for street photography, because the challenge is so wide. You can do whatever. It's open for interpretation, and literally you can throw all the rules into the trash and focus on this technique. And that's what you should do. And my advice is to stick to a particular theme, so you can follow the theme using this technique, and you'll see that the results are gonna be stunning. So try these tips. Try to collect a set of images with the same theme, at least 10 of them. But before you do, I'd like you to stay tuned until the end of the video, because I will provide you with all the technique necessary to complete this challenge. And of course, I'm gonna show you my results, and you'll see how bad I did. So yeah, thank you for watching, and of course talk to you later. Early morning is a great time to do this, as the shadows are long and there are fewer people around, making it easy to make simple compositions. Look at the great street photographers such as Fan Ho and Daido Moriyama for an inspiration. They made great use of the extreme ends of the tonal range. If your camera settings allow it, set your viewfinder or LCD screen to monochrome to help you see the composition without the distraction of color. Shoot RAW to give yourself more post-production options when it comes to dialing up the blacks, whites and contrast. Think carefully about composition. Big, bold, simple shapes work best. Vast areas of negative space, such as shadow areas, form an important part of your compositions. Use multi-area metering to get reasonably accurate exposure, then use exposure compensation to fine-tune it, hopefully producing extreme blacks and whites. Finally, we came to a point of the video where I show you my results, and that's always the funnest part because you can see how much I failed, and I don't think I failed at all because the images look really cool, at least in my point of view. So just to comment on some stuff, so as opposed to what I said before, where the best time of the day to make these images is early in the morning or later at night, where the shadows are really nice and long. So if you were very highly observant watching these little images, you'll see that I didn't follow that rule at all, because the shadows are very short, which means all the images were taken around midday. But anyways, I like the short shadows, and you can see how much I used shadows actually in the images. So if you can see, it's all about just people shadows, or usually the main characters of the image, and then shadows of some objects that just make up a really nice composition. Another thing I used is scatter light, which is something that you avoid in photography, but you can use it to make something abstract, which I used in a couple of images now. The reason why you would never want to use scatter light in your photography is because you would never be able to have a proper exposure. Some parts of the image would always be too light and some parts would be too dark, but since this was the whole point of the challenge, it was perfect. So I had some really nice successful images, and this one is my favorite. In the end, I don't really have any more comments because I think it was a success, and the reason it took so long is that I was sick and I could never go out, and now I'll finally get the chance to do videos again regularly, fairly regularly. But yeah, so anyways, thank you so much for watching this and subscribing. It means a lot to me. See you in the next one.